Hello everyone, welcome back to Game Droid and welcome back to 7-Day Pit Trap. As you can see, I just tried to go to the trader. I've been mining a little bit on my way, but the trader hasn't opened yet, so it automatically teleports you away. It's a way of making sure that you aren't using the trader as a safe spot when you shouldn't be. So I'm just going to gather a few more resources while I wait for it to open. It shouldn't take that long to open, and then we'll hit up the trader. As you can see, I've gathered a few items. Most of this stuff has just come from trash cans and things. This is all about the pit trap and how fast I can get the pit trap up. So I'm sort of cutting out a lot. An awful lot of it is just digging, and then I'm picking up things from cars on the road, running from place to place. There's nothing really that exciting. I haven't had any major issues. At some point, I'm probably going to have zombies fall on my head, but we'll get that when we get that. So I will cut through to the shop. Okay, so just going to grab my bow because there's a zombie near the shop entrance, or sort of a little distance from the shop entrance. I'm going to pop the zombie down quickly. And what do we get? We get, oh, honey. That's really useful because that will cure any infections we get. Useful to grab some honey early on or some antibiotics if you can. Good place to get that is, of course, tree stumps, but you can get it off the decayed mothers. You can get antibiotics off the nurses. So I'm going to hit up the workbench first. I'm going to make as many lights as I can. Let's have a look. 2. Yeah, it's going to be 2 lights because I don't have enough electrical parts to make anything else, but that's fine. We'll jump in here and we'll say hello to the store owner and we'll sell what we have spare. I'm running really low on food at the moment because, well, I've not been hunting, I've been digging this whole time. So I will see if he's got any food worth buying. Just going to up my barter skill as well by selling some of the stone I've gotten hold of. Thousands and thousands of stone, easy to get. Don't need the energy can now. I've upgraded and I've sort of spent or gathered points into mining and got another level of minor 69er. So it's getting to the point now where I'm using very, very little stamina when I mine. Everything's gone into minor 69er and into tool crafting to get my tools up and to get my minor 69er, get my mining working faster. That's the main thing, and we're just going to have a look what he's got, if he's got any useful tools. See if we've got any. Don't really need any clothing or armor at the moment. I could do with food. So he's got some corn, which I could use. He's got raw meat, which is reasonably cheap. He's got some bacon and eggs, which is quite expensive, but at the same time I may end up buying that. But he's also got some corn and some blueberry pie. That's quite expensive, but might be worth purchasing. It's just this thing of, because I want to get the pit trap done before day 7, I want to gather as much food as I can. He's got a treasure map. Now that's really expensive at 4.5k, but if you were to buy the treasure map and then go and gather the items from the treasure chest, you'd probably end up with more than 4.5k from it. I think the least I've ever gotten from a treasure chest is like 6k or 6k value, so it's probably worth buying that if you had the money. And again, I'm going to head home and just gather some resources on the way back, so I will see you back at base. A couple of zombies on the way back diverted me off to one side, and I found myself at the small dock down the road from me. So I thought, as I'm down here, I might as well pop in and see if there's any food in the cooler that you find in these docks. See if there's anything worth collecting. It won't take too much out of my day, and I am a bit ahead of schedule for the construction of the pit trap. Now, if you were going to be doing a pit trap on a multiplayer server, one thing I'd recommend is to have one person hunting and gathering, and one person working on the pit trap. And one thing you can do is always spend an awful lot of resources into upping tool level. By day 4, if you've got a good multiplayer team who know what they're doing, you should be able to get tools up to level 300, 400 by day 4. and that means you're going to have much easier time digging through things. And of course, you can have multiple people digging, depending on how many you've got on the actual server, how many people you've got waiting on the server. Now, I could dig up all these tyres, get some spare tyres, scrap them down into iron, but it's not really that importante. I'm going to scrap this because I don't really need it and it doesn't sell very well. Grab the two leather from that. Some beer, that's useful, and I'll get rid of a few things for that. Don't really need the dirt because I'm going to get in more of that anyway. I kind of want the feathers for arrows. I have got some wood things that I can scrap down if I need to. Always, because the reinforcements made of wood, use woodcutter first and then move on to something that cuts metal. We'll just dig our way through here and then we'll have a quick peek inside at what we have. Some water, which is not terrible. Ruined sandwich, some cloth. What have we got? Ooh, a really nice high-level wrench. Okay. Well, mid-level wrench. Good for this point in the game. And we'll dismantle the fridge because we might get enough parts to make another lamp out of that later on, another electric light. And I really do, I think electric lights and having them require some sort of harder to get materials is really good because it does make electric lights worthwhile, and they do give the electric lights a decent amount of kick in this game. So the electric lights are worth having. But that's that. Then I'll possibly go on a little jaunt and maybe have a little explore somewhere else. See if I can gather some more food. Keep my eye out for any nests for feathers and eggs. And of course keep my eye out for any animals. No. I do need some sand for some adobe, so I'll probably dig up some gravel later on. But that's just going to be me digging up the road to get hold of sand to build adobe. So that was a successful little trip. I'll empty out my bags and then we will probably jump back in and go back to work on our trap. See you in a minute. So I cooked up the food, I ate, I drank, I grabbed my pick, emptied my bags and came back down to the mine, just sort of hacking away. There's a decent amount of iron down here, so I've gathered quite a bit of iron. It's pretty simple, just digging away. And so we found a patch of gravel. Oh crap! So we've got a zombie drop on top of us. In fact, we've got more than one zombie drop on top. Yeah, it's raining zombies now. No, 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 no. Oh, this is going to be a death. I can tell this is going to be a death. I should have put a lid on it. I should have put a lid on the trap. I should have put a lid on the trap. I should have put it. Come on. Come on. Die. Die, 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 die. Come on. Oh no, he's still alive. Why? Why? I should have put a lid on the trap. I should have put a lid on the trap. Okay, well, that's the first death. It does happen, it's not the end of the world. I do prefer to play this game as ultra hardcore, and I should have put the lid on the trap to keep myself alive. But for the purpose of showing you a rapid pit trap, I will keep going. I'll just grab a weapon from yes, I have a spike club that I picked up from a random crate somewhere, and successfully set myself on fire. Yay! But it does happen sometimes. You really should put a lid on the trap, and I didn't because I'm a twit. So there's only myself to blame for that one. We'll head on down. I'm going to ignore the airdrops because although the airdrops can contain useful stuff, they very rarely contain stuff that is worth the time that it will take to go and gather them when you're trying to build a trap. If you haven't got a trap up and running, then you really should be focusing your time and energy on building the trap before anything else, because without a trap you're not going to survive a horde unless you sit yourself up on top of a very tall concrete building and just let them destroy the building and hope that it doesn't collapse before you kill all or before the morning comes. And that is in a way, a viable way of doing it. I have seen people build like 10 thick concrete pillars and then just sit on top of a 10 thick concrete pillar for the night. Because the zombies take so long to dig through the 10 thick concrete that they're never going to actually be able to destroy it before the horde ends. But then later hordes, you have so many zombies that they'll climb up each other to get you. So, yes. Back to digging though. And we're back to digging dirt, back to digging stone. And there's a little bit of gravel around here, which will make this part, digging this part, a little bit quicker once we hit the gravel. But yeah, this is what I've been doing for most days after day 2. After day 2, this has been pretty much every day. And we'll just dig our way through the gravel. Now, it depends on how big the gravel patch is. See, this is an iron patch, so it's 1,000, but stone is 500, and gravel takes 2 swings with a spade rather than a lot of smacks with an iron pick. So we get away. Always make another iron pick early, because otherwise you're going to run out of iron pick partway through. But plenty of iron. We've had iron smelting pretty much the whole time. More gravel make this bit a little easy. And hopefully this will be a nice big patch of gravel. The ground looks a little bit different around that corner, so I'm assuming this bit here is gravel. And hopefully this just continues down for 4 or 5 blocks. If it continues down for 4 or 5 blocks, then we've got a nice, easy way of deepening this out. I'm probably not going to hit bedrock. Bedrock is usually around -55. But I do want to get at least 20 blocks worth of depth. 20 blocks worth of depth is the minimum to kind of do serious damage to zombies. If you can get 30 blocks worth of depth, then you can kill off most things. Or most early game things. Things like cops, ferals, things like that will survive. But if you can get a good early game 30 block, and then you can expand it down to bedrock later on, it means it's nice and easy for you to kill things off. Even stuff that survives is going to be heavily damaged. It'll only take a swipe or 2, and it's almost certain to lose both its legs in the fall. So we'll keep digging, and I will see you all in a little bit. Right, well that's a nice deep element dug out. I'm going to build myself my escape route back up to the escape tunnel that leads back to the house, of course. And also I'm going to lid this off, because I've now reached the point where I do kind of need to put a lid on. Although it is so deep that zombies shouldn't really be spotting me often. As proved by the death, it's a good idea that you have a lid at some point to stop zombies falling on your head. You don't have to worry too much about undermining this. When you take out the central column, you'll lose this. But you don't have to worry too much about undermining it, because it's attached to the wall. So get the ladders around, and we'll just pop the ladders on as we go up. You can build ladders as you go up, you just have to be a decent distance below, and that lets you build the ladders. So yes, it is possible to build a kind of inverse sort of escape. Oh, that trapdoor's not great, is it? Right, let's get up on here, and out we go. I do need some more resources, but I also need to lid this off so I don't get attacked by zombies. I'm just going to lid this off with wood. When you do finish off your pit trap, it's good to have a funnel going into the center and to have stone ramp and stone block leading into that funnel to guide zombies down into the pit. But I will lid this off, and then we will head back down. We'll do a little bit of digging, and now that we've got once we've got this lidded off, and now that we've got it deep enough that we're unlikely to be spotted by zombies, we can now start digging it out at night as well as during the day. So lidded off, and with it deep enough that zombies won't spot you, and you can start digging it out during the day. So I'm going to put all these blocks in. I'm going to fill the entire roof with these, and then I'm going to replace the top ladder with a hatch, and then back down we go. I will see you all in a couple of minutes. So I've been back down the pit mining We've just been basically digging since you last saw us, or since you last saw me. I've just been digging. I'm building another extension to this ladder, and we've got the escape tunnel out to our house complete because that was a little bit of digging during the night. But everything, like, I've not even seen a zombie since you last saw us. We've not seen a single zombie because we've spent the entire time underground. Once you have your pit trap set up, you can go out scavenging and you can do pretty much anything you want once you've got a decent trap set up. But I really do recommend that one of the first things you do when you sort of set up for a base is have a trap ready to deal with hordes. Plenty of forged iron. We'll get that going again to melt a bit more iron and make a bit more forged iron. But as you can see, we're in a pretty good shape. We are getting along with the pit trap. And we're getting ready to go out to the trader again to see what we can sell. So with us getting ready to go out to the trader and all being morning, I will see you all in a couple of minutes. So again, we've done a little bit of harvesting and a little bit of resource gathering before the trader opened, because the trader doesn't open for a couple of hours. But what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can't get a few more levels out of our pickaxe just by using these old broken bits of pickaxe. Just grab a few levels here and there. It's not going to be amazing, but it gives us a little bit of an improvement on our pickaxe. We're going to go up, we're going to see what we can sell. See if he's got any more decent food to buy, because we are running low on food again. Going to max out our sale. He's not ready to sell us anything great yet, it doesn't look like. And he's bought as much stone as he's willing to buy. Just going to see if he'll buy a little. Nope, he's bought as much stone as he's willing to buy, which happens. We will sell off the other bits and pieces that we don't need. Got a pickaxe there for some reason I didn't mix. Upgraded to a fire axe because, you know, they can be useful. He's not going to buy any more earth-based products or any more raw resources because I've sold so much stone. He'll buy a little bit of forged iron, which is fine. I don't have a huge need of masses of forged iron as long as I've got enough to make another pick, basically. I'll try and set up maybe a little bit of farming. I probably should have set up a little bit of farming earlier on to allow myself to gather food rather than have to buy it. But I've got enough money that I can buy food and keep myself running.
Thanks for shopping here. Come again.
And this does always increase my barter, of course. So I'm going to turn these into seeds. I wonder if I can plant these down in his soil, because they often... The marketers often have some tilled soil at the bottom that often has some basic crops in it. No, I can't plant them down there. Fine. I will make myself a hoe and plant them back at home then. So I'll head off back home and I will see you in a couple of minutes. So, a little bit of resource gathering later and a little bit of assessment of our food situation, etc. I've decided to head out to the dock across the way, to the dock that's on the island, and see if I can't fish myself up some useful food, see if I can't grab some food from this place. Shouldn't be too bad. There'll be zombies, but I've got a decent bow and arrow and I've got decent tools and items to fight with. I've also got a pistol if need be, and I've got full health, so this shouldn't be too bad. Oh, and my spiked club, of course. Oh, is that a deer? Deer? Or is that a piggy? I was too cold, so I'm just going to strip, because, you know, that makes sense. Come on, piggy. Come on. You're around here somewhere. Where'd he go? There he is, piggy. Bloody zombie getting in the way. But yeah, we are going to be looking for food. If I can get hold of the pig, if I can get past this zombie and get the pig, hopefully the pig hasn't despawned. But if I can get hold of the pig, then that'll be a nice source of meat. Decent source of fat as well. Ooh, spam. Excellent. Yeah, you can see our food situation is not ideal. I'd like to take the ammunition, but I don't have a rifle to use with it. At least the steel arrows I can use with my bow. Where's the pig? Where's the pig? Where's the pig? It ran off this way. Hoodie. That'll keep me warmer. Yeah, it looks like the pig has vanished. Great. That was a good source of meat that's just disappeared. Not ideal. Not ideal in the slightest. But that's okay. We can head down. No, nothing in the stump. We can head down and we can raid the port as well. Decayed mothers sometimes have food on them, so if you're low on... Oh yeah, seeds. Have some seeds, decayed mother. There we go. Not too much of a problem. And we will head down into the port and we'll see what we can find in the port. Probably not going to be a huge amount of useful stuff down in the port, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get some useful stuff. But I will leave that until the next episode, so in the next episode we will raid the port. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!